Selecting objects using window selection. On the Modify toolbar, choose Mirror. Click above and to the left and click below and to the right of the two short horizontal lines on the right side of the circle. Objects inside the window are selected. Press Enter to indicate that you do not want to select any more objects. Hold down Shift and right-click and then choose Quadrant. Then select the top quadrant of either circle. Hold down Shift and right-click and then choose Quadrant. Then select the bottom quadrant of the circle. Press Enter to indicate that you do not want to delete the original objects. The objects are mirrored on the opposite side of the circle. Selecting objects with a window polygon. On the Modify toolbar, choose Array. In the Array dialog box, select Polar Array to copy objects around a central base point. Choose Select Objects. At the command prompt, enter WP to select objects using a window polygon. Only objects completely inside this window are selected. Click a series of points to define a polygonal window around the filleted object inside the larger circles. Press Enter to indicate that you do not want to specify any more points. Press Enter again to end object selection. In the Array dialog box, choose Pick Center Point, the button to the right of the Y-coordinate box. Hold down Shift and right-click and then choose Center. Select the edge of the small circle to specify the central base point of the polar array. In the Array dialog box, enter 3 to specify the total number of items that you want to create. Choose OK to close this dialog box. Selecting objects with a fence line. On the Modify toolbar, choose Trim. Use the Window Polygon Selection method 3 times to select the 3 elements of the array. At the Select Objects prompt, press Enter to indicate that you do not want to select any more objects as cutting edges. At the next prompt, enter F to specify a selection fence. At the following prompts, click points to specify a fence completely around the outside of the elements of the array and inside the larger circles. Only objects that are crossed by the selection fence are selected. Press Enter to trim these lines. Enter F to create another selection fence. Click points to specify a fence completely around the inside of the elements of the array and outside the center smaller circle. Press Enter to remove the portions of the selected lines that are crossed by the selection fence. Press Enter again to exit this command. Specifying object snap and polar tracking parameters. On the status bar, right-click OSnap. then choose Settings. In the Drafting Settings dialog box, on the Object Snap tab, select Clear All to clear all the Object Snap settings. Select Center and Midpoint so you can locate the center of a circle or arc, or the midpoint of a line on these objects. Choose Options. In the Options dialog box, on the AutoSnap marker color list, select Blue. Choose OK to close this dialog box. On the Polar Tracking tab, in the Increment Angle list, select 30. This indicates that you want tracking lines to appear at 30-degree angle increments when polar tracking is turned on. Choose OK to close this dialog box. Drawing lines with Object Snap, Polar Tracking, and Direct Distance Entry. On the status bar, click OSnap to turn Object Snap on if it's not already on. On the status bar, click Polar to turn Polar Tracking on if it's not already on. On the Draw toolbar, choose Line. Select the edge of the large arc near its starting point on the left side. With Object Snap turned on, the first point of the line is automatically located at the center point of the arc. Move the crosshairs to the position shown in the video. When the polar tooltip is displayed, it will show a distance and also an angle of 150 degrees. At the command prompt, type 25 and press Enter to specify the distance to the next point. Press Enter to exit this command. On the Modify toolbar, choose Offset. Enter 2.2 to specify the offset distance. Select the line that you just created. Click above and to the right of that line. Press Enter to exit this command. On the Modify toolbar, choose Trim. Click on the second largest arc and the horizontal line that touches it. These are the cutting edges. Press Enter to indicate that you do not want to select any more cutting edges. Select the four ends of the two offset lines to be trimmed. Press Enter to exit this command. Using Object Snaps and Tracking to position objects. On the Modify toolbar, choose Move. Select the circle and lines representing the screw. Press Enter to indicate that you do not want to select any more objects. Select the edge of the circle. Object Snap automatically locates the center of the circle. At the command prompt, enter TK. You can locate one or more temporary tracking points prior to identifying the final location of the objects that you are moving. Each tracking point is offset horizontally or vertically from the previous tracking point. Select the longer of the two vertical lines below the screw to identify its midpoint as the first tracking point. Move your mouse horizontally to the right and enter 6.8. This direct distance entry specifies a point 6.8 units from the middle of the line in the direction of the cursor location. Press Enter to accept this point as the new location for the screw. Use the Copy command and the same tracking technique to place the second screw to the right of the first screw and 6.8 units to the left of the vertical line.